phone
Avenger.
specialist. Greatest of all time.
There we go. Greatest of all time. So we've got a great topic. We're talking about virtual phone systems. And pretty soon here, I'm going to turn it over and I'm just going to take notes because I actually chose this topic, or I didn't choose it, he chose it. But I encouraged this topic because we're looking at flipping our phone systems. We're trying to bring 3 different companies' phones all into one thing, people in different places. We've used a virtual phone system in the past, but we're really not sure what to do or whether it's cost effective or if we should go with something traditional. And so I said, hey, tell us about virtual phone systems. So I'm going to turn it over to Patrick Adam because I literally know nothing about this topic and I just want to learn.
Yeah, so I guess the big question is, what is a virtual phone system? And it's pretty cool. It basically doesn't tie you down to a physical line. So you have your plain old telephone service, and that's what people are used to, a piece of copper that comes into your building. It's basically the equivalent of 2 tin cans, you know, and a string. Like if you want to move, you physically got to have your service moved. If you have extensions, you got to physically move them around, or you have to have a what they call a PBX system inside your building. And you usually got to pay for a rental and a service agreement. And yeah, if you have offices in multiple locations, they typically don't work together. And that's your traditional plain old telephone service POTS is what they call it. And you know, your traditional PBX system. And that's what most people are used to. What we're talking about is you take all that stuff and you put it in the cloud, and then it can virtually manage all of that and redirect everything to either, you know, desktop voice over internet phones, VoIP phones, your cell phone, or it can route it around to different people on different schedules. And there's tons and tons of these they also call them cloud PBX systems, where you can just get it in the cloud. And a lot of them are tied together with other services. So I don't know if were there particular ones that you were looking into, or?
We used to use, or the previous company, we used SendHub, which was a pretty big one. It was, it functioned kind of traditionally. You set up, you know, lines but the thing that was nice was that it forwarded everything to cell phones. And so there was one central kind of number that you called into, but then the people could choose, I want to talk to sales, I want to talk to billing, and that would route people to different cell phones. And then I had an app on my phone that let me call out from my work number through SendHub. And it was pretty nice. It was also really expensive. And it kind of felt like it was made for really big operations. And so what we currently use is Google Voice. Very lightweight, but we only have one line and we don't route it to other phones or anything like that. So we're looking for something in between the two.
Right. And I guess now Google Voice has an option that you can pay for.
Mm-hmm.
It does give you more features, but in my personal experience, we were trying to use it and it was a little convoluted. It wasn't as easy to use, or it wasn't as feature rich as some of the other options.
It is definitely not Google's easiest item to use, that's for sure.
And I know people that have used Ring Central. We've got some vendors that use Ring Central, and that's another one that you can get, and it does a lot of these same features. It's probably one of the more popular ones. They start at like $20 a month if you pay for a year at a time. Almost all of these have like an annual plan where you get like a month free. And we actually do the same thing at Winter for Internet service. If anybody ever wants to, if you got some extra cash or stimulus coming in, you can pay for the whole year and save a month for free.
Nice.
But yeah, they all usually have like these around $20 a month, and then the more features you add, it goes up like a little bit at a time. So like $20, $25, $35, $50 a month. And
nice. I've heard of Grasshopper.
oh yeah,
That's another one.
Yep, Grasshopper's another one. Yeah, they're kind of a similar thing, like $26 a month.
They had a huge commercial campaign back, I mean, 5-10 years ago. It seems like they were one of the very first VoIP cloud phone systems. I used to hear about Grasshopper.
Sirius XM, they were always playing it, like constantly, the ad for Grasshopper. That's where I always heard it.
There you go.
I was listening to CNN. It was like every single commercial break.
Unreal. So we've got Ring Central, Grasshopper is an option. Google Voice is a little convoluted, but that's an option.
There's Vantage, which is another one, starts around $20 a month and goes up from there depending on how many features you want. And Zoom actually has a phone service, so you can add phone service to Zoom. That one's another one that's kind of a little bit more complex. When getting into the back end, you got to be a little bit more technical to use it, because we've kind of integrated it on some of the Zoom Room stuff that we've been doing. But it's cool. It's cheaper, but then they do metering, so it's not unlimited, and if you pay more for unlimited, and
right.
Yeah.
So tell people, if somebody out there is looking at a virtual phone service. So we've talked about it's in the cloud, and there's some different options which most people have probably heard of, at least in the back of their head. But what does it really mean? What am I looking at? Do I just use everybody's cell phones? Is there some other type of phone device that can come with it? How does all that work?
So the cool thing is your main business line is portable. So there's a law saying you have to be able to port your telephone numbers. So you don't have to worry about that. First of all, you're like, oh, am I going to lose my number? No. No matter which one you pick, you can port your number to it, or you can pick a new number to it, and then almost all of these systems allow you to forward to like cell phones or existing phones. But if you really want all the features, usually you can get a hardware, like a voice over IP desktop phone, and it'll have all kinds of cool features where you can see blinking light fields that show whether or not somebody's on the phone or not on the phone, and you can do call transferring from the phone itself directly. A lot of them have software phones where it's just on your computer, and you can do all these things from the phone on the computer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we don't have a software phone for ours though.
Not yet. We have the desktop app and the mobile app
Oh, we do.
for the
Oh.
We are going to be
Spoke too
talking
soon.
about an exciting product at Wind River Internet, which is pretty much exactly what we're talking about. Once we give everybody kind of a base, specifically me, because I don't fully understand all of this yet, a base, we want to talk about what Wind River Internet has available right here in town to be able to do just this. So you can have apps are also, depending on what service you get, you can have an app on your phone. So like with County 10, everybody uses their cell phone, and right now we reimburse a little bit because you have to use your cell phone, and I don't think anybody's particularly thrilled with it, but it also works. But we could have an app on our phones that let us call out from a different number and receive calls through the app from that number if we used a phone system like that.
Right, and then your caller ID will show, County 10 as opposed to your real name.
Terry.
Your real number.
We don't actually use our real names and real numbers.
Disclaimer.
My name is actually Bob.
Well, you put your name as Patrick on this, so.
Right, oh yeah, we're switched. We're on the wrong side.
Yeah, I use one of those really exotic DJ type names, Patrick.
Patrick the Edge. Okay, so we have a fair base. What else can you tell us about this? And then I think we ought to take some questions before you talk about Wind River Internet, because based on what I was looking at, this is going to solve all my problems. But let's answer some questions first.
Sure. So
that we can answer their questions with the product we can get locally.
Yeah, so there was a post that County 10 did asking, what are questions that you have for our live show? And as always, we always get whether or not we can get service. So Randy says he lives in Missouri Valley, and he's anxious from change from HughesNet, which is satellite dish. And another local provider doesn't cover him, and another satellite provider isn't available yet. So what are our plans for that area? We have plans for Missouri Valley. I omitted some personal information from this text.
That's his bank account number.
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, that's his social security number.
Oh, okay, all right.
Just the last four.
Okay.
yeah, so we're planning on doing that actually this summer. So hopefully not too much longer, maybe in July.
Great. Missouri Valley coming up. All
Yep,
right,
yep,
excellent.
Why do I need to enter my password every time I open Facebook? Well, Tammy, it's probably because you don't have cookies enabled, or you have them set to clear in the settings for Chrome. It's an option if you go into the settings and you there's a search bar at the top of the Google browser, which is, of course, it's Google. You can search in there cookies, and there's an option that says to close cookies every time, or to clear cookies every time you close the browser. If you do that, it won't remember anything. So if you uncheck that, if you unslide that over to the left, then it'll remember your password every time. I don't know, maybe somebody was on your machine and they turned that on because they didn't want people seeing where they'd been or something.
And if that fails, you can call Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, just shoot him a text. And
You can friend him on Facebook.
And I'm sure he'll answer if you send him a private message.
He was playing Beat Saber yesterday on there. It was kind of weird. The VR where you got lightsabers and you're slicing blocks and stuff.
That sounds fun.
All right.
Let's see. Joanne asked, does Whenever Internet have service around Lander? Yes, we do. Primarily, literally around Lander. We have fixed wireless broadband service, so it's a line of sight to a tower. We got like 6 or 7 towers around the outside of Lander to see people service that can't get like cable internet. So if you live a little bit outside of town or on a hill, you can probably get our service. You can go to our website and you can actually just enter in your address and it'll let you know, and it'll send us information so we can double check it for you.
Great. Did anybody ask questions about virtual phone systems?
No.
I told them they could ask any question they wanted.
Which is totally true. I was just really excited to see if anybody had questions like mine about phone systems.
Where's Lysite?
That's out towards Casper.
Oh, okay. So we've got a question from Kathy about Lysite. They have HughesNet and no phone service, and yeah, it sounds like it's not great. So they're interested in doing a tower out that way. Or wait.
But not a virtual phone because they don't have good internet.
Well, they
So-
need the tower first.
Yeah.
Tower first. So good questions. You got a new tower out of the questions on Tech Tips today.
What?
We can email Kathy directly.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
It says somebody put, I don't know. Yeah, we'll have to talk to her. She's like, somebody put up a tower and it looks like a Volkswagen compared to a Cadillac over the hill, about 17 miles away.
That's random.
All right.
That was my favorite question.
I don't know. We don't have any active plans to really expand out that way right away. But if we get enough people, I don't know. We've been getting a few people. We may head out there if there's not many options for other people. So if you live out that way, let us know, and we'll consider putting a Cadillac or something even better, like a Tesla.
Great.
And then our final question is checking to see if you have a tower which will give a service at North Fork out at Milford. Yes, we do. And this is Sarah. So yeah, we actually do. We have a couple towers out that way. So give us a call, 857-2004, and we can hook you up.
Awesome. So back to virtual phone
Oh
systems.
wait, there's one last one.
Oh,
Atlantic City.
Atlantic City.
We don't offer service in Atlantic City. Sorry.
All right. Sorry, Atlantic City.
Yeah, we're not actively planning. This is the very first time we've ever had anybody request Atlantic City. Again, we get enough people out there, we'll figure out a way to get out there. But as of right now, you're the only one. So
Oh,
sorry.
did you say when are you getting service on Rendezvous Road? Did you answer that one?
I didn't. Rendezvous Road. I'm trying to think where that is. That's
17 mile, like.
Oh, we already have service there. In fact, we have wireless service right now, and we have fiber conduit already in the ground, and we're going to be pulling fiber through this summer. So they'll get fiber optic on Rendezvous Road really soon here, like in a matter of weeks.
Very cool.
Okay, and I have one more. Tammy says my internet says I have weak to no security. What needs to be done regarding this issue?
You need to change your password. So on your router, the password is too simple. So you need to use more of like a passphrase or special characters. If it's something like 1, 2, 3, 4, actually it has to be 6 characters. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that would be considered weak.
Great.
Oh,
So
wait, I think
change your
there's one
password.
Just checking in again to see if you have a tower, which will give us service up off the North Fork Road out of Milford. Oh, you did that one, didn't you? Sorry, people.
Yes, we will. Or we already do.
Northward. So virtual phones.
Yeah, back to the
Let's get back
virtual
to virtual
phones.
phones. All right.
Where was ours? Okay. Yeah, so we actually, this is a brand new service. We've been doing virtual phones. In fact, almost like, I'd say 95% of all the businesses we switched from the old analog phone service to our voice over IP service. Their bill got cut in half.
Wow.
So you pay, what is it for businesses? Now's a good time for Lanny to come in.
Lanny, the phone specialist, is going to tell us about Wind River Internet phone service.
Hey, so the business phone lines are $29.95, and the residential are $18.95 with a small USF fee that changes quarterly.
Just like a regular phone bill.
And
So the thing is about the business phones, which is really cool about our pricing, is you're paying that $29.95 for the main line, but you can have unlimited extensions off of that one line for only $9.95 a month. So you could have an office with one main line, but you can have 20 people on the phone at the same time, answering calls, and they never get a busy signal. Not like old ones where you physically had to buy a $40 phone line for every person in the office if you didn't want it to be busy all the time. So that's a huge difference in what we're doing. And then now we've got this new, what are we calling it?
BCC, Business Cloud Communications.
Yes, we have a new business cloud communications program that just started last week. So we're just now turning up the first few people with it, but it's cool because it's more like a combination of Zoom, so you can do video conferencing and screen sharing and stuff, as well as all the cloud PBX functionality of having a call queue where people can call in and we put in a queue, text messaging so that you can text message your customers, and this can all be managed through a web interface where you can log in and change everything. Was it find me, follow me? Like, so if you have a desk phone and you're not there, instead of going to voicemail, it would ring your cell phone next, or vice versa. Yeah. There's also the virtual phone, like on your cell phone, you can have the app, so you don't have to physically have a phone.
That's great.
And team messaging, and it works like Slack.
Oh yeah, and team messaging, yeah, like Slack, or we did a whole episode on that.
We did, yeah. Just messaging we did a few months ago, but yeah, we did apps. Productivity apps was last month, I believe. So,
but the nice thing about it, if we support all internet services, and you can go with Grasshopper or Zoom or whatever. But if you want to go with our service, we are actually here. You can talk to a real person. Try and talk to somebody at Google, I dare you.
So this is fantastic. So this there is a local option. Excuse me. I did not know that when we scheduled the show that you actually had this available.
We didn't when we
So-
scheduled it. This is as of like last week. So.
Well, that's fortuitous. So if you're looking into a solution to fixing the problem with giant honking phones that are sitting on your desk that are gathering dust, my favorite are the ones that have the little card from like 1980 slid in and it's turned yellow, and it's got all the lines, and it says like, Judy and Jason and all the names down the thing, so that with the extension numbers, but it's turned yellow, and it's completely wrong, and it hasn't been updated since 1994. With all the little buttons on it. If you want to get rid of that, there are options to do it this way. There are options to get phones that will connect through the cloud, VoIP phones that you can use just like a regular phone, but it connects differently, goes through the internet. And there are lots of national companies that do this. But if you want to talk to somebody right here with, I'm looking at, that's extremely competitive pricing compared to Zoom was $180 for their middle plan. So if you want to talk to somebody locally about virtual phone systems that you can have on your desk or on your cell phone, or transfer from your desk phone to your cell phone when you leave, or incorporate team messaging and all the different things all into one, you can contact Wind River Internet right here in Fremont County, and they can give you a quote and talk to you about how you could set it up.
And if you already have phone service with us, you can upgrade. You can add this extra package that allows for the texting and the Zoom-like capabilities and things. So that's an option too if you already have our telephone service, because we've got hundreds and hundreds of people that are already on it. So
very cool. So if you want to check out this information on their virtual phone systems, you can go to windriverinternet.com. There's also, if you are looking for information on whether or not you can get internet, there's now a really sweet little portal on there that lets you check and see whether or not you're able to get internet in your location. You can fill out some information and you can get that information right there on the website. So that's pretty cool. So you can check that out there. And what number do they call if they want to talk to somebody or call to get service set up?
it's 857-2004, and that's also going to be our new support line too, because we've got this new phone system. So it'll be able to dynamically route to, we now have 24/7 customer service support. So you can call at 3 a.m. if you really want to. and yeah, we have a team available to answer the phone and get through the questions, or schedule for a more advanced tech to come out later. So.
Very cool. So what's that number one more time?
857-2004.
857-2004.
There are a couple more little things I just kind of wanted to get out there.
Cool.
The emergency broadband benefit program. It's a new COVID relief type of thing. So anybody that has had a hardship in the past year can get $50 credit on their internet bill. And if you're on tribal lands, you don't have to be a tribal member, you don't have to be on the reservation, you just have to be within tribal lands, which Riverton is a part of. You can get $75 off your bill. The requirements are that you have proof that you didn't make as much income last year, and you make less than $200,000 a year. So a lot of people qualify that probably wouldn't qualify for these types of programs. And we're just now getting that application all set up, and we'll have more. There is a link at the bottom of our website for it right now. You can click on the eligible customers and you can go through the application to sign up.
Great. So help with internet service, help with phone service.
Oh, third, we got the triple play.
Third. All right.
We got the triple play. All the equipment came in yesterday. We are going to be offering cable TV service.
Wow.
So we need to talk about that more, but
we will talk about that more. So Wind River Internet, one-stop shopping, apparently, phone service and cable service and internet service and everything.
But
so,
I'm thinking our next show we'll be able to talk about the TV service. So.
Great.
Yep.
We'll do it. So if there's nothing else, anything else from Lanny?
No, I don't think so.
Anything else from Patrick Adam? Anybody with any other questions?
No, we're good.
Perfect. So that's another edition of Tech Tips Live with Wind River Internet. And we'll see you next month, where we're apparently going to talk about TV service from Wind River Internet. So thanks everybody for watching, and have a great day.